Alright, so in this lesson, we're going to learn about the concepts of direct and inverse variation. So, when we have a statement, y varies directly with x, what that means is that the variable y is proportionate to the variable x. And as an equation, we can write this as y equals k times x, where k is called the constant of proportionality. Now, by comparison, when we have a statement that says y varies inversely with x, what that means is that the variable y is proportionate to the inverse of x, or 1 over x. And as an equation, what that means is that y is equal to a constant k times 1 over x. And this k, of course, is the same constant of proportionality that we talked about earlier. So these are our two cases. We have direct variation, y equals k times x, and then we have inverse variation, y equals k times 1 over x. Now, from here, what we can actually do is rearrange each of these equations to reveal something interesting about them. If I take my equation on the left, y equals k times x, and I solve it for k, what I get is, let me write it out here. Okay, so I need to solve for k, so I'm going to divide each side by x. And what that tells us is that the ratio of our y and x value is always constant. And that's actually a very useful feature. It's useful for solving the questions we're about to look at. Now, we can make a similar argument for the inverse variation. Here, we can also solve for k by multiplying by x on each side. And then what that tells us is that the product of our x and y values is always constant. And so using these two properties, we can actually set up ratios in this case and products in this case to create equations that we can solve. So in the next video, we're going to jump into question 1, and we're going to do a bunch of examples and look at how do we solve these direct and inverse variation equations.